pretty bold move from these newspapers, Fred.
Well, it's a pretty bold move from the newspapers and generally from a lot of sides inside Russia. It's not just journalists who are sticking up for this investigative reporter, but really a lot of prominent Russians who have come out as well, Robbins, for instance, with statements on social media, on YouTube, for instance, also condemning the arrest, saying that Ivan Golunov needs to walk free, needs to be let out of prison, and quite frankly, questioning also what the authorities had been doing at the time that this arrest took place and afterwards as well, and calling for them to be held to account. But you're absolutely right. We showed a little bit of it. We have some of the newspapers here that said this. We are Ivan Golunov. This is the RBC financial newspaper, obviously one of the biggest ones in Russia. There's another one that we have here as well. And you're absolutely right. This is something that you don't see very frequently in Russian media, to see this kind of solidarity between journalists. And I think one of the interesting things that we're seeing here in Russia right now is that it's not only journalists who are critical of the Russian government who are taking part in all of this, but it's actually also some who are very much pro-Kremlin. In fact, one of the main sort of pro-Kremlin talk shows that's on Russian state television today came out and also reported about the arrest and reported about the case. And one of its anchors actually on social media also posted that he believes that the society here in Russia and the authorities here in Russia, they need to come up with a lot of answers for exactly what happened. And if we look at this case, it certainly is one that does leave a lot of questions. Ivan Golunov was arrested at the beginning of last weekend. His apartment was searched, and allegedly the cops there said that they found drugs and possible devices to make drugs. So he was then charged with possibly selling, making narcotica, and obviously taking them himself. Now, he, of course, claims that it was planted, the evidence, and so far it seems that at least some of the evidence that was shown initially seems to have been from a different case and from a different place, and that's certainly why there's a lot of questions that still need to be answered.